Hey guys, my name is Laura. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about one thing that no one tells you about manifestation. I want to talk to you about the process that some of us may experience of grieving our old life, our old self, our old identity, the life we would have been living had we not embarked on this journey, the comfort, the safety, the familiar. So let's get into the video. So the reason I really wanted to make a video about this is because it's something that I experienced not even that long ago. Every night before bed, I like to do legs up the wall and listen to my high frequency music for 10 minutes tops. I just do it to try and unwind and get into like a relaxed, regulated state to go to sleep. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like when I first started doing this, sometimes I would have like emotions come up and things come up, and sometimes I would just cry for no reason, but I loved it because it was like this release. But I haven't had that in a while, to be honest. So this must have been a few weeks ago now. I was doing my legs up the wall meditation and I just started to get really sad. It just came out of nowhere. I think it was because I just realized how much I've been changing, and kind of rapidly too. I feel like if you get on this journey with inner work and healing things from your childhood, things from your adolescence, things from your adulthood, and just reflecting on things, when you start a manifestation journey, you are rewiring old beliefs, which means you are changing, you're evolving, your identity is no longer the same, and it shouldn't be. And that, regardless if you are into manifestation and reality creation or not, as human beings, we grow and we evolve. But I just got super sad because I just realized where I was and the comfort of the known that I had for so many years it's like it's here as a destination, and I'm driving, or I'm traveling this way. I'm traveling this way more and more and more, and it's like I keep turning back. Symbolically, I keep turning back and looking at the old life, the old self, the old reality, and it's getting further and further away the more and more that I evolve. And it just made me sad. And there's just some other things, like just life changes. I'm getting ready to move away somewhere to another country, and it's sad, like leaving your hometown. And you know, I'm not going to be living with my mom anymore. My mom's my bestie. I was just getting like in my feelings about those things. And it made me think about how in the manifestation community, I don't think I've ever seen someone talk about this before. Maybe it's not a common thing, but it happened to me. So I wanted to share it with you guys. And if other people have experienced this, then I hope it's like a hug. It feels like a hug in video form for any of you that may have experienced this. Or maybe you've experienced it and you didn't know that's what you were experiencing. When you begin changing your identity, you do evolve. When you decide that you want something different or something better for yourself, that involves you taking a different direction in terms of what you choose to believe and know about yourself and the world, i.e. rewiring your subconscious and changing your beliefs, changing what you believe is possible for yourself. Often that makes you more likely to take risks, more likely to go bigger, more likely to just change and want more for your life. And the old self, in my case anyway, the old self felt safe because it was predictable, because it was every day the same. My old self was predictable but unfulfilling. And this is where maybe sometimes it can become emotional, because your friends and your family and people around you, they know the old version of you, that old self, and they're used to that identity. So when you show up differently, sometimes maybe they can be like, what? You've never said that before. You've never thought that way before. And you can just, maybe they don't even say anything to you, but you can feel that they feel that you're different. And it's like saying goodbye to that old self. That identity shift can feel like a death of the old self. I want to share an example with you guys about my personal journey. So when I started to learn about manifestation, I feel like it compounded, right? I learned more, and then I learned more, and then I learned more. And one of the things that I have been working on for a long time is the fear of being seen. I did not want to be seen by anyone. I had a really weird relationship with social media. I was a super private person, and I still am, but I feel like my privacy, my need for privacy just became a performance, and it became this dysregulation within me. Like I would get scared about posting stuff, and it wasn't good. It's not healthy. It's worrying too much about what other people think of you, and that's not part of the new identity that I'm manifesting. So the fear of being seen, obviously I'm showing up on camera on a video right now. The old self, like even me a year ago, that would have been a no. Even the thought of that would have sent me into a spiral and a panic attack and just so much dread. And the easy option would have just been to live my life continuing with that fear of being seen, with that performative privacy energy around me. Yes, that would have been safe to never show up ever, even if I feel like I wanted to talk about something that's so important to me, like I'm doing right now. That would have been safe, but that's not a life. That's not fulfilling. That's not passion. That's not creating. That's not why we were put here, to hide away and be so scared to be perceived. So to grow and evolve, that version of me had to go. She's gone. Well, some days I feel like she tries to sneak back in, but she's more and more fading out. And I feel like with that version of me, there's probably other things that are gone now. I don't know, that they all just left together. And I think that's why I got emotional. I'm like, wow, evolving is such an amazing process, and it's so just one of those things that makes me feel like, anyway, it makes me feel alive. Like when I realize I've changed and I've evolved and I just see things differently than how I did in the past, I just feel like it's such a beautiful thing. It's so surreal, but we should be allowed to grieve that version that we will never live out of ourselves. I think of it like timelines. That old version of me was on this timeline, and then when I started this inner work, I took a hard right and started going this way, but she's still going that way. And it's almost like I will never know how that life would have been, even though I don't want that. I want other things. I know I do. But I do believe that you're allowed to feel sad about what you left behind on this path. Comfort, what's familiar to you, relationships, old identities. Sometimes when you evolve, like, you just naturally drift apart from people. It's no bad vibes. It's just you go in different directions. Know that grieving or feeling sad about this, it's not a sign of going backwards. It's a release. And it's not about, setting up camp and staying in that grief for a long period of time. I think it's just about letting it move through you, letting it process and letting you release and move on. So in summary, I want you to know that if you have felt this way in the past, it's proof that you're evolving. You are standing here and looking over there and you feel so much distance between those two. That is a sign that you have grown and evolved so much. And something I realized is that every time you decide something different, every time you decide you want something better for yourself, you want something new, you want to experience something that you've never experienced before, that requires a death of the old self, of the old timeline, of the way that things might have been going. It requires you to get off of that train that was going that direction and get on a new one, and kind of just watch that old one go off into the other distance, because you're not on it anymore. You are trading that comfort, that safety of the old life, you're trading that for so much more expansion, just the things that you actually want out of life. Grief of the old self, of the old life, of even questioning, should I even be doing this? Have I gone too far? Am I changing too much? No, that feeling is just the price of growth, of evolving. Allowed to hold two truths at once. You can be sad that you're no longer that past self and you'll never be her again. You can also be so excited about where you're going and who you are right now and how far you've come. So I want you to celebrate it. Okay guys, that was my little tea concept on timelines and grieving the old self and evolving. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Happy manifesting.